Welcome back to my channel Teachnology. Today we're going to learn about goods and utility in the chapter Basic Concepts of Economics. Let's begin by understanding the meaning of goods. A good is a consumable item that can be seen, touched and transferred from one place to another. It is useful to people but scarce in relation to its demand. So human efforts is required to obtain it. Goods are divided into material goods and non-material goods. These goods are classified as per physical or non-physical nature. Material goods are those which are tangible. They can be seen, touched and transferred from one place to another. For example, cars, shoes, buildings, wheat, etc. On the other hand, non-material goods are intangible, for they do not possess any shape or weight and cannot be seen, touched or transferred. Services of all types of non-material goods such are those of doctors, engineers, actors, lawyers. We then talk about the goods on the basis of value. It is divided into free goods and economic goods. Free goods are those, when used, we don't have to pay a monetary value to it. For example, we breathe in air. We don't have to pay for it. It is available in excess. They have no complements and substitution effect. Another example is of sunlight. If we use it, there is still the same amount as before. So we don't have to put in human efforts to produce it. It is free of cost. Then we move on to economic goods. Economic goods are those who are scarce in nature. It has an attached value to it. We always find a way to use that good in an optimum way. Thus, we find complements and substitutes for these goods so that they don't become extinct or limited resources. We humans have to work hard to acquire these goods. A monetary value has to be paid so that we can make use of this good. We then move on to the classification of goods on the basis of use. It includes consumer goods and producer goods. Those goods that are purchased or available in the market to satisfy human need are called consumer goods. It is the good which is produced at the end of the production line. We consumers can directly consume the goods once they are purchased. Consumer goods are further divided into durable goods, non-durable goods and services. Durable goods are those which have a long lifespan, maybe for 3 years and more. For example, television sets, air conditioner, ovens, etc. Non-durable goods are those that has to be consumed within few hours, and it has a very short lifespan. It is also called as perishable goods. For example, if you order a pizza, you will have to finish it off within few hours, or else the pizza will get spoiled. When we talk about services, it refers to the professionals who give us services like hairdresser, doctors, lawyers, etc. Then we have producer goods. Those goods that are available in the market and are purchased as raw material to produce another product is called producer goods. It is the good which is used in the beginning of the production line. Examples could be machines that are used for the production process. The goods are further classified on the basis of ownership. It includes private goods and public goods. Public goods, as the name suggests, are for the facility and welfare of the public in general for free of cost, whereas private products are the ones which are sold by private companies to earn profits and fulfill the needs of the buyers. However, both public goods and private goods are for consumers' benefit. They differ drastically from each other, but where public goods benefit the mass population, private products are only for those who have affordability. Public goods cannot be traded in free market, whereas private products are sold in the open market only. The various examples of public goods are police service, public transport, roads, dams and rivers. On the contrary, private goods include clothes, cosmetic, footwear, cars, etc. We now move on to our next subtopic, that is utility. The utility definition in economics is derived from the concept of usefulness. An economic good yields utility to the extent to which it's useful for satisfying human wants. The economic utility of a good or service is important to understand. because it's directly influencing the demand and therefore the prices of that goods and services. Utility can also be defined as value in use of a commodity because the satisfaction which we get from the consumption of a commodity is its value in use. For example, the air conditioners that we use are more preferable in summer season than in winters. Utility has the following characteristics. First, utility is subjective. That means it differs from person to person. For example, chicken is of great utility to a person who is a non-vegetarian, whereas the vegetarians will get zero utility from the chicken. Then, utility is relative. A commodity may possess different utility at different times or at different places or for different persons. In olden days, a tonga had great utility, but now with the inventions of auto rickshaws, bus, its utility has become less. The third one is utility has no real existence, which means that whether an individual would get more or less utility after consuming a commodity, it completely depends on an individual. And moreover, it is considered a psychological factor. For example, gambling is of great utility to the one who is used to it. But if that person gives up gambling, then it will be no longer creating utility. Utility is abstract, which cannot be seen with eyes or touched or felt with hands. For example, the argumentative power of an advocate is abstract. The last characteristics of utility is not pleasure. It is not necessary that a commodity processing utility also gives pleasure when we consume it. Utility is free from pain or pleasure. An injection possesses utility for a patient because it can relieve him from the illness. But injection does not give him pleasure. Instead, it gives him some more pain. There are 4 types of utility. The first one is form utility. Form utility is created by changing the shape of a commodity, like the potatoes are converted into French fries. The second example is of a cake. A consumer feels like eating a cake. And what will happen if there are only the ingredients for the cake available in the market and not the actual product itself? Do you think that every person who is interested in that product is going to buy the raw material? Obviously not. The feasible thing would be to bake the product and serve it to the customers. This is form utility as the baker has used all the ingredients to make a finished product to suit customers' needs. The second one is place utility. It is created by transferring the goods from one place to another. An example of place utility is an ATM machine which is offered in many supermarkets. Third one is time utility. It is created by storing up goods for a certain period of time when their value is low. For example, when a farmer stores his wheat after harvesting for a few months and sells it when the prices are high. He has created time utility and added value to the wheat. The fourth and the last form of utility is service utility. When postmen, lawyers, engineers and other professionals satisfy human wants through their services, they create service utility. Thank you for watching the video. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel Teachnology.